So, welcome everybody. We're super excited about this. This has been a call that's been like a long time coming. We've debated about going to a weekly schedule for a long time. And so it's so fun to have you guys here. We are going to start off the call each week with a brief 5-minute training on a different product, which again, I don't know why we haven't done this ever in the past, but I would love for, today we're going to talk specifically about Laurel Leaf primarily.
The product of the month.
Yeah, the product of the month. And some of you guys might have already researched it too. So feel free to pipe in the comments and share what you've learned about it as well. Ours is on the way in the mail, which I'm super excited about. So Laurel Leaf. I wanted to share some of the science on it. It is known to have a lot of like antioxidant and protective properties that can affect toxic effects of certain compounds in the liver. So that was something that I had no idea about, but I think it's really sweet. So basically, the antioxidants in Laurel Leaf help support your liver to detox the way it's supposed to. There was a specific study done, and I don't know exactly what this is, but the compound studied was TCDD. It's a very common and toxic environmental pollutant. And the researchers studied liver cells and how their ability to kick out the bad stuff by detoxing is significantly inhibited by this environmental toxin. So it makes sense. Like basically you're exposed to a toxin, then your liver can't detox very well. So double bads. And in the presence of Laurel Leaf, the antioxidant capacity of the liver cells was restored. Pretty incredible, huh? Then the next one, this was a study from 2018 where they demonstrated that Laurel Leaf compounds show protective activity against HPV-induced bad cell growth and liver inflammation, presumably again through the antioxidant capacity. So basically the antioxidants in Laurel Leaf are incredible. And it's really supportive to the liver, which again, because Laurel Leaf is in Breathe, those were just things that I wasn't necessarily expecting, I guess. And then the last one I wanted to share is that Laurel Leaf was shown to be effective at both killing gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. The whole essential oil was more effective than any one component of it alone, which is why
a big deal.
Yeah.
Because other essential oil companies will often combine individual components of an essential oil to like synthetically manufacture an essential oil, whereas doTERRA only sources whole essential oils. So that's a big deal.
Yeah. And so this lady that shared these studies said, I'd like to highlight that one of the bacteria Laurel Leaf was effective against was Pseudomonas aeruginosa. I don't know how to say this, but anyways, basically it's a bacteria infection that's really prevalent in hospital settings where there's people with weakened immune systems. So this is why using Breathe in hospitals can be so incredible. Ultimately, I share all this just to say like Laurel Leaf has like benefits that I didn't expect at all. I'm super excited to get it and start using it. Even though I didn't read a lot about this, because Laurel Leaf is in Breathe, I am really excited to try Laurel Leaf by itself in diffuser blends for kiddos. Because like, for instance, with this little guy, because he's so tiny, I don't oftentimes use Breathe with babies because the peppermint and the eucalyptus, it's really strong for them, even in the diffuser. So I mean, I use it sometimes, but I might just start using Laurel Leaf instead. So I'm excited to experiment with it. And then the last thing that I was going to share, this is not about Laurel Leaf. This is about Cedarwood, which is the product that's 10% off this month. And this was just a really cool testimony I wanted to share. A woman that was struggling with postpartum depression shared that basically after suffering with her hormones being all out of sorts, and feeling sad and numb, she finally decided to humor her husband by applying cedarwood on the base of her brain. He knew it would help me, as cedarwood increases GABA production and produces dopamine. She rubbed it on, and within minutes she could feel her brain begin to shift. She then went on to apply it 2 to 3 times a day with the same results, and the fog was lifted and her heart was relieved. So incredible, right? Just the emotional impact of cedarwood and how it helped this mama. It's also a really, really great oil to use for sleeping, and that's why it's in Serenity Blend. But for people struggling with sleeping, it's obviously really good to have a different options that they can pull out at different times. It's a great one to apply at the bottoms of your feet before bedtime. And now we're going to transition to the next portion of our call, which is we're going to do some specific business skill training. And then at the end, we're going to do some recognition time and then just some reminders and close out. So again, every week when we do this call, our goal is to keep it right at a half an hour. So I'm super excited because Tyler and I are going to share specifically about Elise Chedevy's talk that she did at the Diamond Retreat. There, she talked about a specific weekly training plan. So Tyler's going to go ahead and start sharing a little bit about that.
Yeah. So how many of you guys saw the live that Kristen and I did on Saturday with the Blue Tansy? That was fun, right? We were going to break it out again tonight, but with Ever not sleeping, we just ran out of time. So it was fun. If you haven't seen it, that would be great to go and look at that live. I think we called it Game Time, something like that. Game Time, come play with us or something like that. And the whole reason behind that is we are feeling ultra inspired to recommit, re-up to our regular doTERRA. AJ likes the Blue Tansy. I'm glad somebody does. It's awesome. If you haven't tried it, try it. We are feeling really inspired to re-up our commitment. Not that we were not committed, but we weren't as consistent. And what we all know about this business and what we've learned many times is that consistency is the key to growing in this business. Momentum is huge, and without consistency, momentum is really difficult. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about, I was at a Diamond Retreat in Utah 4 weeks ago, and Elise Chedevy shared what she calls a weekly success schedule. And we can share the exact template that she uses. We'll do that in the group, but what we want to talk about tonight is the key components that she includes in her schedule. And I said this in the live, but I'll say it again here because it's super important. Elise Chedevy, if you don't know, is triple diamond, the highest ranking person ever in doTERRA. And she made the comment that she got to where she was, her and her husband, Patrick and Elise, got to where they are, not by doing a few huge things, but by doing 1,000 little things over and over and over and over again. Again, talking about the consistency, right? So that just goes to show, like, the highest ranking person is talking about consistency and committing to 7 crucial weekly activities for success. And we're going to talk about those here in a minute.
So I just wanted to jump in and say, a lot of times, like, honestly, one of the most common questions that I get about what I do with doTERRA is, so what exactly do you do with your time? And we all know that it's really easy to overcomplicate the things that we do in our business and take away the main thing and make it do something else instead. Like, for instance, it can be really easy to spend like way too much time making a graphic for a class than actually inviting people to the class. Anybody else guilty sometimes? So these crucial activities, they're not like anything super fancy because it's all focused in on pipes and what we all know that we do through pipes. But what I love is, again, how it brings in the power of consistency And one thing that I wanted to share is, like, I just want to be transparent in that I might be feeling an emotion that probably a lot of you guys feel too, in the fact that, like, I'm putting all these classes on the schedule. Specifically, one of the activities is a continuing education class. So I'm doing a weekly class on a different topic every single week, every Saturday morning for my team. She said to do that in person, and then we're also going to do it probably through Instagram Live, so I can support my enrollments that are at a distance.
Same content, just a live version on Instagram.
And probably shorter when I go online. But anyways, that continuing education class, and then also doing a weekly intro class. So we're doing Thursday nights, and I'm starting next Thursday for that. But anyways, for these classes, I have the same thought that I'm guessing a lot of you have, which is like, oh my gosh, like, who's gonna even come to these? Because contrary to popular belief, my Waco team, like, we haven't had a lot of live participation in person. A lot of my enrollments are at a distance, like all spread out all over. So mastering this in Waco has been really hard for me. But I'm just going to commit to it again. And if I have a week where nobody shows up, I'm going to use that time towards my business with just continuing to follow up and working on it that way. And just ultimately knowing that every single week, people are going to know that I'm there. And through that consistency, there will be people that will come. So just wanted to be real in that. I know that some of you guys might feel that feeling as well. But Tyler's going to talk about all 7 of the activities. I encourage you to write them all down and start thinking about how you can incorporate these in your schedule.
Yeah, so there are 7 activities that are crucial for weekly. There are 7 weekly activities that are crucial for success. And this will, you can adjust this based on your goals and how quickly you want to rank advance, or how, like, what rank you want to be. But again, regardless of your goal, consistency is the name of the game. So I'm going to go through them. We don't have time to cover each of them tonight. We're going to, like, that's why we're going to do these weekly calls, but shorter time, so that we can focus in on one topic at a time. Tonight is like scheduling these things. This is what we're talking about. Making sure we're scheduling these things on a consistent basis. So the number 1 crucial weekly activity is an introduction to oils class, right? Like, that's the bread and butter of what we do. We help people by teaching them about essential oils and how to use them and how to get them at the best price. So that's number 1, intro to essential oils. Number 2 is a basic business training, and Elise emphasized basic. How many of you out there that have been doing this more than a year know that it's a lot more fun to do it with other people, right? We know that, and that's why we love all of you, because we get to do this together with you. And the only way to invite other people into that is to teach people what is available as a business opportunity that doTERRA provides us. Like, it is amazing. We could do a whole long live just on the incredible benefit and opportunity that doTERRA is as a business. But that's why it's a crucial weekly activity, is because we need to consistently provide that option to people, because you never know who's going to say yes. More on that later. Number 3, crucial weekly activity is wellness consults. Now, she doesn't give, we also call these membership overviews or lifestyle overviews, but we don't want, like, the only thing worse, in my opinion, than people not having essential oils in their home, doTERRA essential oils in their home, is somebody buying a kit and it just sits on the shelf or in a drawer and they don't know how to use it. They don't know what to use it. Like, unopened doTERRA bottles are worse than no doTERRA bottles at all.
And honestly, I think our team crushes it at doing wellness consults. So we'll train on that for sure, but I don't know how much we need to spend time on that. It is really important, but I just want to applaud you guys. I know that education is a key component of what we do on the LDC, and I just think you guys do a really good job.
Yeah. Number 4, crucial weekly activity for success is continuing education. Kristen talked about this a little bit already. And are you pulling up?
Keep going. Keep going.
Are you pulling that?
Just keep talking. I'm going to show them.
Kristen's going to pull up a little image of what our continuing education is going to look like. You'll probably, you can share this, right?
Yeah.
Kristen will share this, but you can obviously feel free to make your own. There it is. It's like a little note card. Because the reason continuing education is important is because there is just so much that you can do with essential oils. Like, we've been using them for 4 or 5 years now, and we're still learning more and more applications of how to use them. It's endless. But to give that to someone all in one meeting or one class is not possible. So we're going to begin offering these like 8 continuing education classes on like a rotating schedule. And then what we're going to do is give a gift. When somebody like attends all 8 of these continuing education classes, we're going to give them a free diffuser at that point. Elise talked about this as like being so impactful in people's lives, right? Like, we don't want to just sell oils. We want to change people's lives. And the way we do that is by continuing to offer value and education. And if somebody comes to 8 classes and learns all those things, like that's just going to be the normal result. Their life is going to be changed. They're going to be so empowered and so equipped to take care of themselves and their family that, like, us giving them a diffuser and we have a customer for life, like that's a no-brainer to us.
It's also an easy way for people to bring friends or get excited.
Kristen, I don't know if you heard her in the background. She's over there like bouncing. She said it's also a really great and easy way for people to bring friends to like a very open environment. These continuing education classes, again, like the consistency, like if people know that at least through the fall, through the end of the year, we are teaching an essential oil class every Saturday morning at the same place at the same time. Like, I use this analogy with someone else. Like, we go to the farmer's market on Saturday mornings because we know it's every Saturday morning and it's always at the same place. And we know what to expect. So we go there and we get what we need. And then, thanks for that transition. Number 5 is a team call. That's what we're doing right now, weekly activity. If you are new, actually, if you are on this team call, like this can count as your team call. You don't need to like go and start another team call. We are going to gather here every Monday night at 8:30 Central for a team call. This is what we're doing. When your team gets to a point where a team call or like a team gathering regularly makes sense, then that's something to incorporate into your weekly schedule. Number 6 weekly activity is a strategy session with key leaders, or it's actually both for most of us. Reaching out to people to provide or offer a business overview. If you're looking for leaders to build your organization, that's going to be more your focus. If you have a larger team and you have leaders to invest in, you want to make sure that you're connecting with them and hearing back from them and helping problem solve together and collaborate together on a weekly, regular basis. Number 7 is contacting and following up. And Elise, I love this story because it's like, it speaks to me so much, and I think it'll speak to a lot of you so much also. Elise said that when she started this business, contacting and following up was her least favorite activity, and often she would avoid it like the plague.
Anybody else do that?
Yeah.
Guilty.
So, but what she found, what her and Patrick found was like they realized that it was essential to help people to get oils into homes and to build this business. And so they just made it a priority and they made it fun. And there are There's a lot of training out there on how to do this, and we will definitely talk about it. This will be one of the topics we talk about the most on these calls. But contacting and following up is the name of the game. Like reaching out to new people, following up with people that you have already reached out to, super important, and it's crucial to schedule into your weekly activities to build this business. There's 7 of them. There's rapid fire. But what we want you to take away from it is, depending on your goal and how quickly and how much time you have to devote to this, these are the things that need to be done on a regular basis. And we're going to unpack each of them in more depth over the next several weeks. You have something to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, again, this is me just being like vulnerable and transparent. Like, I did not get into doTERRA to make pretty images. I didn't get into doTERRA to like make a ton of content all the time for online, even though I love doing that. Obviously, you guys know that. I got into doTERRA because I want to like meet people and I want to empower them with the oils. Today, I got a text from a Young Living user that switched to my team, and I followed up with her after her baby was born, and basically the baby has whooping cough. She ended up getting frankincense touch in the BOGO and wild orange, and it's like changing the game for them. She's so stoked. The baby also has been constipated. She started using Digestin and PB Assist herself, and the baby had like a monster poop day 2 and then started having little poops consistently and then a couple other big poops. So it's been like pooping regularly. Anyways,
poop's a big deal.
All the moms know that poop's a big deal with babies. And I'm like, that is why I'm in doTERRA. I am in doTERRA to change people's lives. Even all those Young Living people, I'm switching them all. And I'm getting fiery. But seriously, like, I'm just like, that's why I'm here. Like, and I know that you guys are here for the same thing. And so I say all that to say, the more that I focus on why I'm here, like, number 1, I want to change people's lives through the products. Number 2, I want a bunch of people on my team that are financially free. Their debt is gone. Like, they can go on fun vacations with their kids. Like, they can give the way they want to, all those things. Like, I want that so bad. And so anyways, like, I'm like, if this is the way the top earner in doTERRA does it, then I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it over and over and over again until I'm a pro like her. Because this stuff is not complicated. And even like the amount of time that it can take in a week, like you said, like at minimum 15 hours a week. I'm like, dude, who can't do that? And so anyways, I'm just really excited, and I'm so pumped that you guys are here to, like, I would assume a lot of you are feeling the same way, and I'm excited about whoever jumps in and is going to do this success schedule with us. Is there anything else you want to say, or should we transition to recognition? So we'll transition to the recognition piece, and then Tyler has a few like reminders to close out for the call. So number 1, Emily Wolf, speaking of Young Living users, she was maybe one of my first Young Living converts when I moved here to Waco. And she's been doing doTERRA for a long time. She's a yogi that I met at the yoga bar down here, did a hand aroma touch on her before a class one time. And she hit executive for the first time, which is actually a really big deal for her. And like, it's a big deal because, like, honestly, her baby was born about 6 months ago, and she just started like realizing how much these oils can change people's lives, and the business just clicked for her in a new way. And it's just so beautiful to see the way she is doing classes with another girl here locally too, Rachel Childress. She's been reaching out and following up with her team and helping wellness advocates on her team, and it's just really cool. And then Michelle O'Connor hit elite. That is stinking so awesome. Amazing. That's and awesome. Michelle, if you don't remember, was just on one of our last tribe times because she just got back from Marie Cottom's training. So I think that's just like such a great example of what happens when you invest in yourself like that. That's awesome, Michelle. Megan Nankable hit Premier and got her Power of 3, and she got the Precious Petals promotion, which is so exciting. I'm really proud of her and the way she just like set a goal and went after it. And one thing I want to say about Megan if you don't know Megan, you want to know Megan, because she is like just a rock star at education. And
she answers most of our questions on the LDC.
Yes. Like, I'm just so impressed with how she's committed to show up for people and educate them. So to go off of that, we have a lot of you here in the LDC that I just want to thank. We've been compiling Oil Camp 2 and Oil Camp 3. Oil Camp 2 is going to be primarily about the doTERRA lifestyle, supplements, detox, exercise, all the things. And Oil Camp 3 is about oils for your emotions. And these are all the people that have already sent in videos for them. Gretchen Korf, Danny Harris, Rachel Taylor, Katie Osgood, Emily Wolf, Abby Harris, Emily Paulson, Laura Glanville, Megan Mankable, Stacy Meehan, Michelle O'Connor, Londa Flory, Casey Carlson, and Kelsey Vandenbrink. And they're just great videos, and you guys can just stay or you'll be in the loop, obviously. We'll share as soon as everything's all done, because it's just going to be another amazing way to empower our teams and help educate them. So thank you all for submitting these awesome videos.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, a couple of reminders, and then we'll jump off for this week. Who is excited for convention?
Yeah!
Yes, I am so excited. It's not just for women. I am excited about it too. It is like 5 weeks away, something like that. It's coming really fast. So if you're flying, get your flights quick. Make sure and check out the extra trainings that Kristen posted. There's trainings on Monday, on Tuesday. Convention is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then there's a couple trainings on Saturday, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Empowered Success is on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple other
and
options
there's
also.
some really good trainings, guys.
Really good ones. It's also not too late to invite a friend or a team member. There are, between all the houses on our team, there are a few places left for lodging, and there's always people selling tickets last minute. So if somebody is on the fence, like, check with them one more time. I know we have a spot left in our house.
Brian's coming? Sorry, keep
Cool.
going, honey. And
You scared me.
I just need to see the chat.
There is a few spots left, and there's always tickets that can be get.
Look at all the guys that are coming on the LDC.
Awesome. So cool.
So awesome, guys.
I'll be there. Ever will be there. So cool. If you have any questions about convention, make sure and ask your enroller. Another reminder, this is super exciting, the Motherhood Naturally ebook.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't got it, I think the last time I checked, which I haven't checked today, but I think like 70 some people on our team have downloaded it, which is super awesome. Make sure and download it. Kristen has done a couple lives in the LDC group and in the Wellness Leaders group about it. So if you want to learn more, go check those out. Yes, it's free to all members of the LDC until the 15th. So make sure and go check that out. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
No. It's
Ever sleeping. So that's
yeah.
cool.
Ever sleeping. It's so good to have you guys here. And before I'll just end the recording, but if you guys have questions, I'd love to hear them. No, I didn't.
Okay.